Evrima's update 5 is heating up, and with release closing in, we have quite a bit to talk about regarding that. However, we also have some brand new news regarding some stuff outside of update 5. For example, Ankylosaurus finally has some incredible concept art, and today I'll be talking about all of that. Timestamps and everything are on the screen now, and if you are new and want to be kept in the loop with everything to do with dinosaur games and dinosaur game news, feel free to subscribe. Anyways, let's get right into the video. Firstly, I do want to talk about Update 5 because that is the hot topic at the moment, and I feel like it's good to get this out of the way before I get into the core part of this video. Firstly, Tyrannosaurus now has multiple different colorations on it for its male display, which is really cool because in my last video, which I made, which is a full update overview, I mentioned that it only had one. Now it's got a lot more than that, and feel free to check out that video if you want to see everything to do with Update 5 and have the full rundown of it. Secondly, Update 5 stress test is now on a lower scale. They're only selectively putting it up at certain times now instead of being up all the time. This is quite good because it indicates there's not that much left to test anymore in terms of that, and if we're putting it in a sense of road to release, we're getting now to the back end of testing where we could see it taking another 2 weeks maybe. Who knows? That's just a theory, of course, so don't take that as solid information. And finally, we have the dev blog, or the dev updates, the roadmap updates, which come from Punch Packet every week, and this is what he's put for this week. Short recap today, as the dev blog will arrive at the end of this month. Much of our time this week has been spent fixing bugs that were reported during the stress test and the short test we held yesterday. We also made many changes to existing systems based on the contents of the feedback forms we received, such as adding more color options to Tyrannosaurus and Pteranodon, quality of life adjustments to all of the dinosaur idle sounds so you no longer put at risk while trying to hide, and more. Stuff obviously is going great, and it's very good to see. It does make me wonder though, could we see Update 5 come at the end of the month when that new dev blog for the game is released, or will we see them both be separate things and maybe Update 5 releasing a week or 2 weeks into July? What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And we have some developer comments regarding some of the dinosaurs, namely Beipiaosaurus or Beipiaosaurus, because everybody is telling me I pronounce it really wrong. I don't even know how to say it. Beipiaosaurus or Beipiaosaurus, something like that. I don't actually know. I should really get up to date with that one, which I'm going to do right now.
Beipiaosaurus.
Beipiaosaurus. Apparently that's how you pronounce it. I've just had to Google it. But anyways, the developers did say this. Of course, they are not going to give full ETAs regarding Beipiaosaurus and stuff like that. However, Kiss and Kitten did say Beipiaosaurus is going well. Herrera isn't as far along. Now, we know the Trello board is or can be inaccurate because it doesn't update as often. It updates weekly, and some of the stuff could be forgotten about and not ticked off. So do bear that in mind. Beipiao could be, you know, one of the next dinosaurs. We just don't actually know depending on how well it's going. However, last month we did hear that there's still a lot to do with it, but now we're hearing that it's going well, which is quite the good thing. And on another note, Kiss and Kitten also said Troodon is looking pretty good too, which is something that is quite important to note. However, this could also just be an indication because there was an image of Troodon above this comment, so it could be to do with that, or it could be just really well timed with that comment being posted and that image being posted. I don't know how fast that chat was going. However, there's a bit of context there, so you don't take it out of context in that sense. However, we do know Troodon is progressing really well, so it kind of could fit with both. We also have a little bit of a tidbit with sauropods. Kiss and Kitten said we have some really solid ideas planned out for sauropods. We just have to have a design meeting about it, which we're not ready for just yet. But the plans for sauropods do exist, which is really cool to note because that means the developers have been thinking about how to incorporate sauropods into the Isle of Evrima. Of course, we had Prehistoric in Legacy. I don't believe it's coming back into Evrima. However, the developers, of course, have plans and they want to stick to those plans, but they need to flesh them out first in a design meeting, so we won't know about those plans for some time now, nor will we probably see any concept art regarding it for some time now either. And of course, the final thing I want to talk about today is Ankylosaurus's concept art. I'm going to go ahead and analyze it in a second. However, I do also want to say this. Someone commented and asked to the devs if Anky goes into deep water, if it walks on the bottom, and Punch Packet said this. Correct. So in some instances, you may want to avoid going through the river and instead look for an actual crossing point, which indicates Ankylosaurus will be walking like hippos under the water, not swimming, walking on the bottom of the water, which is definitely interesting. I guess it's the weight that bears it down, but yeah, it's an interesting one and I can't wait to see how it looks. However, let's dive into the concept art and analyze that. Right, here we are in the document now, looking at the concept art for Ankylosaurus. There is so much to unpackage here. First thing I want to mention is right here at the very top of my screen, as I just drag it across to get a good view. This is what Punch was talking about, like walks on the bottom of the rivers, and as you can see, there's a very small Beipiaosaurus there, Beipiaosaurus there. I've forgotten how to pronounce it already. But yeah, it's really nice to see. But yeah, it looks like it'll walk slowly under the water. And yeah, it's going to be interesting. Now let's get into the stuff. We'll start with stuff on the left-hand side of the screen. Firstly, with Ankylosaurus fighting a pair of Acrocanthosaurus. Yes, we see some Acrocanthosaurus in this concept art, and they look really cool. I will say, I love the design of them in this concept art. However, it still doesn't do justice to the model, which is quite ugly. That being said, it indicates a new defensive move for Ankylosaurus. It hunkers down into some kind of defensive laying down mode. As you can see, the Acrocanthosaurus pair cannot actually get into it, and it's like, oh no, we can't really do anything here. And then the Anky just goes right up and slaps one of them in the face with its tail. So it indicates this will be its ability of defense for some kind of things, hunkering down so it just protects its full underbelly. And that's really good to see. We saw in the Spinosaurus concept art that it could knock it over and get to its underbelly, but this time, this is the way to counter that. Fully going down and laying down, making it so you can't be attacked. Speaking of Spinosaurus, actually, we have it once again right here. Spino about to attack the Anky, but it did lose some teeth because, of course, the tail smack is going to be that strong. Which I wonder, will it conquer? Actually, no. I think it will break bone because if you see close into this concept art, I'm going to have to zoom in to this one really quickly. You can see in the jaw that drawing indicates a broken bone, which obviously will indicate Ankylosaurus' tail smack will do quite a bit of bone break when it does land them. Speaking of another thing attacking an Ankylosaurus, we have a Giganotosaurus attacking an Ankylosaurus. Yes, that is a Giga. It's not an Acro. You can tell by the face. That being said, of course, it looks like this Giga is able to get into the Acro, into the Anky, which could mean that maybe Giga is the one that could trump it. I'm not too sure. But yeah, it also showcases some design on the tail there, which looks really cool. Overall, I like that concept art. Now let's just zoom out a little bit. And let's go ahead and have a look at this one here. You've got a baby Ankylosaurus with its adult. The baby is hidden underneath it. And look how small the baby is. I wonder if that's a hatchling or a juvenile. I'm not too sure. But yeah, that is a baby Ankylosaurus. And it looks very cute. Of course, one last thing that I do want to showcase, or two last things. Firstly, Ankylosaurus will be able to obviously hit trees with its tail to knock down the fruit that it needs. It looks like that is a coconut tree, or potentially a coconut tree, which indicates that coconut might be part of the Ankylosaurus diet. However, it's definitely useful to knock some things out of trees that other dinosaurs, maybe like a juvenile Pachycephalosaurus, wouldn't be able to knock out of a tree. And finally, of course, Ankylosaurus doing its hunker down mechanic once again while it's being attacked by some Utah raptors. So definitely an interesting one as well, and it's nice to see overall. So it looks like that'll be well versatile for every carnivore that's attacking it. You'll be able to defend yourself that way. What do you guys think about the Ankylosaurus concept art? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I'd love to know what you think. And there we have it, everybody. That is the end of the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What you think about all of this Evrima news. What do you think about the Ankylosaurus concept art? I really like it. I like the mechanics that were shown, and I also like the fact there were 3 different apex dinosaurs shown off in this concept art. What do you guys think about the update 5 news? And of course, if you haven't already watched it, I recommend you watch my latest update 5 full overview video. It's definitely worth the watch if you are someone who's interested in knowing about update 5. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy it, feel free to subscribe. But other than that, I'll see you all in the next one. Have a great day. Peace.